Hello and welcome back to Legend of the Stars qualifying tournament number 4. We are now heading into round 3. So we're going to be seeing who we've got, and in fact it looks like we've got Adjux and Zlo. We haven't seen them appear so far in this tournament, and I think Zlo's still looking for a place in that final of the end of year final, the Legend of the Stars Championship, where there is a trophy and $500 dues up for the winner. Alright, let's not waste any more time. We have got Zlo taking on Adjux, two very, very highly rated players. These guys, well, we could see a little bit of the unexpected from them. So let's head on over to Certus Major and see who's going to keep themselves alive in this competition. Alright, we have got Zlo in his customary green colour on the left, opting for UEF. He is going to throw down his first land factory and get that underway. He's actually not opting for any adjacency, maybe expecting a little bit of a longer game, hopefully not as long as that last game. He's going to get that first land factory down, and then he's going to go straight for the Hydro with his first engineer. Adjux on the right hand side of the map, opting for Seraphim. He is going to throw down his first land factory, and he is going to make adjacency a good unit of, well, a good bonus there for him once he puts that mix down. He's going to get his first engineer out of the gates. He's going to roll across to this Hydro. We could probably see a little bit of a better factory waypoint there for him. No, that is not going to be the case. So he is actually going to go for the mix before he goes for the Hydro. So he's going to be running a little bit short on power here. I wonder if he's practiced this build and knows that he'll be okay. I think he probably will, because you can build your core 4 mixes as well as your first Hydro. So we're now going to have 2 engineers plus the ACU building that Hydro. Then we've got a few power generators and a air factory so that he can get some transports and scouts and interceptors underway. Alright, we've got a ton of manual reclaim orders here for Zlo. That is going to do very nice things for his initial mass game. He has completed his Hydro as well, and he's going to go for 3 power generators and then his own air factory. So that's going to delay a little bit more the air factory here for Adjux, because he is going to build an extra power generator. It means he will have slightly more power, but it will be a little bit slower to get that air factory completed. Alright, how's the expansion going? We have got plans for 1 engineer to come around the back, take out 2 mixes and a bunch of manual reclaim before coming over into the back of this expansion. And over here for Adjux, we have got this first engineer going for this frontal expansion. He's going to grab 3 mixes and a radar, and then do a little bit of reclaim. Zlo looking like he's going to be a little bit more aggressive here. He's got a bunch of mech marines out. They're going to come across here, and it looks like they're probably thinking about taking on any engineers that come across this side of the map, hoping to get their hands on this expansion. So Zlo, 2 mech marines and a Snoop. They're going to try and block that. So far, in terms of combat capabilities for Adjux, we have got a single FAM and a Selene out. That is going to be a little bit of firepower and radar coverage. That single FAM probably is going to be enough to deal with those 2 mech marines, unless Zlo is right on top of his micro game and can pull off some pretty fancy things there. These guys sitting on 13 mass per tick and 11 mass per tick, so very, very close. Slight expansion advantage. This 1 extra mix here to Zlo. And it looks like Adjux actually opting for a bomber, so making use of that extra bit of power that he produced to get that bomber out, and Zlo doing exactly the same thing. So both these guys thinking they're going to roll over and take out any of those pesky expanding engineers with bombers. Now Zlo really needs to pick up this engineer here. Is he going to spot it? No, he may not. He's going to go after the Stam, unfortunately missing, not doing anything there. He does need to come across. Has he retargeted yet? Has he picked up the engineer on the scout's radar? Yes, he has. in comes the bomb, and down goes that expanding engineering. We're probably going to see an attack across to this guy as well. Yes, that is what we're going to see. And is this dodge successful? It is. He is down to half health, but he does survive. The bomber is probably not going to get another pass because there's an interceptor out for Adjux as well. Adjux, meanwhile, managing to take out one interceptor over here, one engineer of his own over this way. Unfortunately for Zlo, not got any interceptors quite ready yet. This one needs to turn around and come across and deal with this bomber. Unfortunately, well, unfortunately for Adjux, it completely missed that engineer. It has not been able to drop another bomb, and down goes the bomber. So 2 engineer kills for Zlo versus 1 for Adjux. Both bombers not really hugely paying off for these guys. Definitely not the most effective use ever, but Zlo has actually rerouted those mech marines, and he's doing a very nice job indeed of causing all sorts of nuisances to Adjux. And unfortunately he is actually coming in range of those THAMs now, well, that one THAM at least. One of those mech marines goes down pretty quickly. The other one unfortunately is not going to find an engineer over here to be able to pick off. So a very nice move from Zlo, unfortunately just not getting anything out of it. Alright, Zlo is also going to bring a few strikers in here, so he's going to try and secure this right hand side. In fact, the striker here is going to run right across the path of that engineer. That could be a very nice pickup for him. And it looks like Zlo is actually not going for the center at all. Adjux is coming into the center. He's got his ACU en route. He's got a bunch of Zoes already taking out the Tech 1 point defense. That's going to give access to that quantum gateway pretty soon to Adjux, and Zlo is nowhere to be seen. Where is his ACU? Right back here. Wow, he is not in contention for all of the mass from that quantum gateway at all. That is not going to be necessarily the best plan on Zlo's behalf. Is that striker going to be able to take out the engineer before he gets out of range? One more hit. There we go. One more. There we go. Alright, he got it. So he did manage to take that engineer out without having to micro the tank. Okay, meanwhile, wow, look at the health evaporating on that quantum gateway. These Zoes do need to also take out this Tech 1 point defense over this side to be able to bring in the ACU and pull in the mass for that gateway. But Zlo just absolutely nowhere to be seen in the center here. That is absolutely a problem in terms of reclaim. Adjux so far sitting on 1800 reclaim, and Zlo sitting on 2300, so Zlo at a slight advantage so far in reclaim, but that is going to very, very quickly shift once this ACU sinks its reclaim beam into that gateway. Wow, that is going to shoot up pretty quickly. Let's just have a quick look at that. We can see just how quickly that is going to go up. Actually, he's got nearly a full tank of mass. He can't actually spend it right now. He is going to have to wait and spend some of that mass. He's actually quite in the positive. There we go. He's going to pull it in anyway. There we go. Putting down a point defense. Needs to spend some of that mass. He can only take a couple of hundred more. That is not necessarily the best plan ever for reclaiming a quantum gateway. Zlo looking like he's in a pretty good situation in the air here. He is going to absolutely walk all over the air force of Adjux. He has got maybe a dozen interceptors there. He does want to make sure they don't land though, because landing in enemy territory, especially over here right beside the tanks, not always the best idea. So Zlo, please pick up your interceptors and move them somewhere a little bit safer. Adjux making a little bit of a play over the left here. Unfortunately, he is walking those units in pretty much one by one, not able to make anything come of it. Meanwhile, Zlo constantly being reinforced. There is a little cluster of factories in here. Those guys are going to be able to pump out a ton of units across to this left-hand flank. Meanwhile, Zlo is securing the right-hand flank with his ACU. He's going to run into a few THAMs. Nothing that his ACU can't take care of course. They are going to get pushed back. Adjux just deciding to recall those guys instead of feeding them to the ACU. Adjux coming back for another go at this side of the map. He has, well, overall a numerical advantage, but unfortunately they are coming in one by one. Zlo has got his production a little bit closer. I don't think he's going to have quite what he needs to push through, especially with the constant production coming out of this side with these factories. Zlo sitting on 41 mass per tick to the 31 of Adjux, so Zlo definitely being able to do a little bit of a better job of securing his expansions, getting all sorts of mixes up into play, like these two here, which could definitely be taken out by those Thams there, but unfortunately they are not moving. There is a little bit of a micro mistake there from Adjux. He needs to just roll on in and take those out. There's also a nice sneaky little factory here which gives Zlo the ability to pump out some more engineers and rebuild if he should need. Alright, this area is under threat over this side. The tanks are pushing reasonably far through from Adjux, but it looks like there's enough production online just to hold them back, and a nice little drop over here from Zlo means that he can put those couple of mixes up. He's going to get a point of defense as well, and he even cheekily dropped one right down in the basin over here as well, so he's going to grab that mass extractor. I'm not sure if he's too intent on expansion and building a little assault force in the back of Adjux's base just yet, but he's definitely thinking about being cheeky, putting up a radar and just grabbing a few mass extractors. Adjux just continuing to push the left hand side here, just keeping on with the pressure. He's able to make a little bit of headway. The problem is that he's leaving more reclaim, so meanwhile he did get all of that quantum gateway reclaim. It does mean that he is still dropping a few hundred more mass down there for Zlo to pick up. Let's just have a quick check on that reclaim, because he is sitting on 5,400 reclaim to Zlo's 7,200. So, wow, what is going on here? Zlo doing such a fantastic job of the reclaim game that he just said, I don't even care if you get that quantum gateway, I don't need it. So Zlo is going to get even more reclaim than Adjux can possibly imagine, even though he didn't push the center whatsoever. Tech 2 engineer out here from Zlo. He's going to come out and pop down a triad, and then a very, very sneaky looking thing. If you play Forged Alliance, you probably recognize what that is. Tac missile launcher. So that is going to be a little bit hazardous to the health of Adjux's mixes if he doesn't get some tac defense up and running. Has he got Tech 2 yet? I'm not sure that he has. He is still pumping out Tech 1 units. He's still producing power. He's actually producing quite a lot of power. He must be power stalling a little bit, trying to spend all of that mass. Let's have a quick look. Well, he's well in the green for mass right now. He is not doing too badly at all. In fact, he probably needs to spend more. He needs to spend a lot more. Zlo, on the other hand, he is, well, sitting on a surplus of 400 power. He's still got 500 mass in the bank. He could definitely do with spending a little bit more as well, and let's just make sure we get that game speed correct. Alright, we have got Renegades out, so there's a Tech 2 shift in the air for Zlo. He is going to use that. Oh, Renegades, what am I talking about? It's a Stinger because he is UEF. There are no Cybrans here. That is going to come in and cause all sorts of problem. There is also a Janus going to come in and napalm the ever-living daylights out of that T1 army. This is looking like a very badly worded assault here for Adjux. There's enough strikers on the ground as well to deal with the remainder. So that is going to pretty handily mop up those units. Meanwhile, the Stinger is rolling around the top of the map, just causing all sorts of nuisance. There is enough air in play from Zlo to take care of it. In fact, Zlo is actually going to bring those 3 Janus that he's got, and they're going to come straight over to the main base. There's probably not a lot of anti-air at the base here for Adjux. And what are those going to do? Let's have a look at how many kills all of that napalm manages to get. Look at that. Absolutely brutal. A massive cloud of flames that is absolutely engulfing. How many engineers just died in a single path? Absolutely fantastic play there from Zlo, and he's continuing to carpet bomb those power generators. Those things are getting absolutely wrecked. That drops Adjux down to 440 power. How has that affected his power situation? A massive stall, 600 in the red. Those 3 Janus absolutely ripping the base apart for Adjux. How is he going to recover from this? I don't know that he can. That is absolutely brutal. How many of those Janus? All 3 are still alive. They're continuing to napalm absolutely everything. There is a Tech 2 engineer out now. He is desperately trying to get a Tech 2 power generator up and running. He is only about, well, I'd at about 10-15% complete. That is not looking good at all. That is a massive assault on the power grid, dropping him down to 260 power. He is absolutely reeling for power right now. There is not a lot that Adjux can do to combat that. Such an excellent snipe, and to boot, there is even a TAC missile assault rolling on in. The Tech 2 Air Factory taking hits. Is there another missile inbound for that factory? It looks like Zlo has correctly calculated the number of missiles he needs to take out that Air Factory HQ, and down it goes. That means no more new T2 engineers for Adjux. He has got this one here, and Adjux throws in the towel with that factory. Well, actually, wasn't even watching. I don't think there was. Oh, actually, it was a kill. I just completely missed it because there was just too much pressure from Zlo on all fronts. Wow, absolutely destroyed. Alright, well done to Zlo. He managed to take out everything that Adjux had and kick him out of the top bracket, so it will push Adjux down into the bottom. So Adjux may be able to come back a little bit if he can pull something out of the hat. We'll have to see. But congratulations to Zlo. Very, very handily used just a few Janus to completely destroy the power grid. Very, very excellent sniping.